What's going on, guys? XMV Sports here. I'm going to be changing it up today. No Branson as your host. It's going to be me. Not because of anything Branson did. It's just because I wanted to do this game. It's Ohio State, and we're in the Final Four, so I wanted to see if I could push my team to the victory. I may lose this game to LSU. They're a pretty good team. I don't know how it's going to go. Ohio State almost got beat. BYU, as you saw, which was, I don't know what to think about that. But we destroyed Oregon in the first round. LSU, they beat Texas A&M. They almost allowed them to make a, 35-point comeback or something like that. Or no, it was a 20, they were down, 21? Was that what it was? I can't remember. It was something like that. But LSU had a game-winning drive and scored with 8 seconds left, so there was basically no chance. It was a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. But this is the Final Four. I was going to play this as a neutral site game, but I kind of forgot. But I don't feel like the crowd's going to be too much of a factor for some reason. Because LSU, you know how LSU is. But we'll have to see what Branson thinks. But I can do the championship game for us. And I can put it in the All-State Sugar Bowl arena, or I can put it and I can either put it in Atlanta, I can put it in Texas, I can put it wherever. Branson may want to do the championship himself, which is fine, but if he wants me to do it, I can do the championship and make it neutral site. Like I said, I don't know how he's going to do, or I don't even know if he wanted the championship game, like the Final Four game, to be neutral site. I actually don't know, but I could have swore he said he wanted it to be neutral site for the Final Four, but maybe he didn't, and I'm just tripping. But either way, let's get into this game. I'm hoping that's not too loud. Hopefully it's not because I actually don't know what it's going to sound like coming through the TV, but hopefully it's okay. And then when the coin toss, if we're going to kick it, I wouldn't expect them to receive it. Yeah. Okay, so Ohio State's offense was really, really slow against a BYU team that, was pretty decent, but they weren't great or anything. All right, see what we got. All right, Justin Fields is going to come in. He had a really bad second game, but we'll see how he plays here in game 3 to take them to the Natty. Now, this is a pretty good defense. Derek Stingley. They don't have a whole lot of starters coming back. I think they have Jacoby Stevens still. Ooh, did not expect them to blitz on the opening play with. Wow, okay. Did not expect them to. Elisha Ricks. I've never heard of him. Let's see how this play goes. There's Jackson Smith, Najiba. That's the rookie, or not rookie, pardon me, freshman. I'm going to pray that they don't blitz here, but we'll see. They do not. I should have probably slid there. It was probably my bad. I don't want to fumble the ball in my opening possession of the game. I normally don't like running the spread look that Ohio State runs. I usually like to run pro style. You'll figure that out really quick when I start up my... You'll figure that out really quick when I run my series on Arkansas, that what offense I like to run. And kind of the system I prefer to sit in. But, I like airing it out a little bit. I don't like to run straight up air raid or anything, but... I also do like to have a quarterback that can run. Normally, it just depends. I like to have a quarterback that can move, not so much. I don't want the quarterback to take off every play. I just want him to be able to move. Like, say the trouble gets there, I just want him to be able to get about 5-6 yards. It'd be nice if he was an athletic freak, but you know how athletic freaks are. They get so into the mode of running that they stop and don't really think about passing the ball. And it just becomes a mess. It's not really that fun to watch when, like if I could have somebody like Lamar Jackson, that'd be great. But I know if I had a Lamar Jackson type, that he would just end up running it. Ooh, nice run by Trey Sermon, 18 yards. But yeah, I knew if I had a Lamar Jackson type, it probably wouldn't be as fun as I would think it would be. Like, the most running ability I want at it is like how Justin Fields is. Like, Justin Fields can clearly run the ball. Oh, Rucker dropped it. But yeah, that's the most running ability I really want on my team, is like a Justin Fields type of running. where it's not super aggressive on the running, but can run. In real life, I definitely want a quarterback who can run, because those quarterbacks don't always run. Like a Lamar Jackson in real life runs when he needs to, and I like that. Or in Mahomes, and Mahomes is a better example. Mahomes is like sneaky fast. Like you don't think he's gonna be as fast as he is, but then out he comes, like just shredding you. Got grouped up, bad blocking up front. Dude, I think Wyatt Davis is a 99. I don't know how they got through that quick. That just surprised me really badly. The reason I ran an option play there is I wanted to see if I could get some yards for the third down. I don't really know how I'm going to get this first down. They're going to make this very difficult. More than likely, they might just sit back in coverage. Yeah, they did. They sat back in it looked like a cover one type look. I couldn't really tell. As soon as I snapped it, I was kind of looking for something, and I didn't really see it. But I seen Luke cut across the middle, so I just went for it. 7-0. I don't really like watching kicks because they're really cheesy on Heisman. So I'm pretty aggressive on defense. I like calling a decent amount of blitzes. We'll see if that works against them. If I find that it doesn't, I probably won't call as many, but kind of just want to see what I'm getting first. The tackles up front. I don't know if they run hurry up. No, okay, they don't. That's good. I don't like running offenses that run hurry up, like Alabama. They're really annoying because they run hurry up, plus they're really skilled, so it makes it really hard on me. Oh man, Miles Brennan missed, thankfully. That was really close. I'm very lucky. Let's go, baby. Fumble. Knocked it right out. Yeah, I saw it was a screen all the way, so I cut back, jumped in front of it. He ran, so I just hit him. Ball came out. I wish I could have got the ball on that play, but you know how it is. Hey man, either way it was a 3 and out. It didn't really matter if I got the fumble there. Let's see if we can maybe get a good return here with Garrett Wilson. I actually like Garrett Wilson a lot on kicks. It's just he kind of scares me because of how much he fumbled last year. Like if you watched Ohio State games last year, he had like 3 or 4, like he muffed like 3 or 4 punts. So I'm not really the biggest fan of him on returns sometimes because he likes to muff the ball. Like if you didn't watch every Ohio State game like I did, you don't really know what I mean. You're like, well, I didn't really see him do it. Like I don't know. It's just there were certain times when he just was so unopportunistic about where he fumbled the ball and how he did it. Like he fumbled it in the Indiana game. I think that was the very first fumble he had was in the Indiana game, and it wasn't terrible. Like I mean, he caught it and then it slipped out. But I mean, it kind of like it happened a few other times from there, and I was like, no, this just can't be what we have on special teams. Like I think it even happened during the Penn State game, didn't it? I can't remember. I think it did though. I mean, obviously we blew out Penn State and it didn't matter, but still, that's kind of not the point. The point is you kind of want to have somebody who's really safe back there. Like, great, it's nice to have a Devin Hester type player back there who can just take shit back and have a great return, but would you rather have somebody who's a great returner or a great fielder? That's the way I look at it. I've always rather been under the ideology is if you have a great person who can track the ball and catch it and can field it really well, I would much rather have that than someone who can just, oh yeah, fucking take it 60 yards every now and then. Because though those 60 yards can be really helpful, I guess it just depends from team to team, right? Like if your offense is really bad, you're gonna want the 60-yard returns. But if you have a strong defense and a decent offense, wow, a fumble, wow, that's a really cheap fumble. Don't ask me how he fumbled that ball, guys. I was literally in a pile to make sure I didn't fumble the ball, but whatever. But yeah, I would rather have a returner who's just way more safe with the ball. Is kind of the point that I'm making. I don't really dig the whole idea of. I don't really dig the whole idea of someone trying to take it to the house every play. That's just not my type of not my type of returner. I'm trying to make sure they get into second and long, or third and long situations. That way they're forced to throw the ball. Because when a team can mix it up and force you to kind of look for both, it gets really annoying to have to stop. Yeah, see, there's not much I can do about that. I mean, they're just going to get first downs. They're going to score touchdowns. There's not anything I'm going to be able to really physically do about it. This offense is too talented. There's not really a whole lot I'm going to be able to do. Yeah, like that. That's a very preventable play because that was just a really bad play by me. I didn't do the ball. I went for the big hit rather than the safe tackle. That was completely my fault. I shouldn't have done that. So like that right there. I'm hoping we can maybe strip it out of Miles Brennan's hand here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So we got a good defense. I think it'll hold. It's just. Just can't get a hit on him. I'm trying to bring pressure and see if I can get him to throw a pass that he's going to regret, but he's just not done that so far. He's been so safe with the ball. They don't really have that great of a running back, if you ask me, but I mean, I guess he's decent enough at this point. They didn't get it. Let's go. I hate that animation. I never get that animation when I want it. Like, whenever I don't want that animation, I always get it. But whenever I need that animation to actually get me yards, I never get it. Like, it's crazy. It's kind of nuts how it works. Yeah, I should have called a goal line. I don't know why I didn't. You guys, yeah, I'm sure you guys are cringing at that. That was pretty stupid of me. I don't know why I didn't. Like I said, they got a cheap fumble. I mean, they shouldn't have got it in the first place. They hit me while I was in a pile, and that makes no sense because that fumble animation never happens ever. Like, that's like the rarest fumble animation you can get in the game as far as, like, in a pile situation. Like, that makes no sense. Not to mention Trey Sermon, I don't think has ever fumbled the ball in college. I don't think he has. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't watch a lot of football. I hate that animation too. When they throw the ball and the tight end runs forward or the receiver runs forward and runs at the quarterback, that's the stupidest animation I've ever seen. I hate it. But yeah, let's see if I can. Oh, that's a pick. That was a bad throw. Oh, it should have been a catch. He had it. But I'm looking to. Ooh, okay. They're probably running man here by the looks of it. If they aren't, but yeah, I don't know that Trey Sermon's fumbled it all that much in college. I'm definitely going for this. It's not even a question. Like I'm absolutely I'm going for this right here. I have an idea of what I'm going to do. This is something I always like to do. I always like to come out in the shotgun and kind of see what I'm getting first. Now, I hate Ohio State's playbook because they have no good shotgun plays to really make it interesting. See, like right now, they're definitely probably coming out in some type of blitz formation because you can see the corners drop down. But, however, I think that even if I do run it right here, they're going to have a hell of a break on the ball, and I don't think they're going to get it. Yeah, see? They had their corner. They did have that. They had the slot corner blitzing, but they didn't have a good enough look at it. So I decided to shift in and decided to run the ball inside because that corner does. There's no way he makes a break on the ball. Plus, my offensive line's so good that I don't have to worry about it. Like I said, it's unfortunate. We should be at 14-0 right now, easily. Like, I mean, not even a question. But you know how it is. If any of you, I'm sure pretty much all of you play NCAA 14 still to this day. You know how glitchy this game is if you play on Heisman. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense half the time what happens. And that's kind of what I'm worried about when we play our dynasty. That is what I am kind of worried about that. Oh, as Trey Sermon, great run. I am worried about that because I know that we're going to lose some games to like the most like stupid stuff. But I guess that's all part of the journey, right? Losing in really dumb ways. Yeah. I decided to just step up and just take the sack. I didn't want to throw that because if I throw that, that's more likely a pick, and there's no reason to risk throwing a pick right there. I don't mind the double move right here from McCall, but I'd prefer it to be a little bit. Yeah. Touchdown. I didn't actually plan for that going for 6, but it worked, didn't it? Or McCall, good play. We're back up. I'm not really worried. I think we can win this game. I really do. I think we can win it. They're good, but I think we can win it. I think the key is trying to stop that run. They are really, really good at running from what I've seen so far, so. Let's go. Good tackle. See, that's like a good play right there. That shut them down, didn't really let them do a whole lot. The game really wants me to blitz. I was going to blitz probably anyway. On a second long, I kind of wanted to tee off a little bit. He ran backwards. We'll take it. Hey. When I get a cheap animation like that, I'll take it because most of the time the game is like not letting me have that. Let's go, baby. Tough Borland, good tackle. I love Tough Borland. I think he's one of the best linebackers in the Big Ten. Like, he's Zach Bond good. I know a lot of people don't pay attention to him because like the team is really loaded. He's kind of like just one of those random linebackers. And I know he got overshadowed by like Malik Harrison and players like that last year, but I'm telling you, dude is so good. Like I've watched Tough Borland make so many good plays last year. Like I'm so impressed by him. I don't know if he'll get drafted as a he'll probably be a day 3 drafted guy, but I'm telling you, I just really like his intangibles. Plus, he runs so good. He has such a high motor on a lot of plays. Very good leader. Love the way he carries himself. He's just a great guy. I love Tough Borland. Like pretty much all my players from last year's like team, I really love. Like I thoroughly. That was my favorite Ohio State team since the 2014 championship team. Like easily, like not even close. Like we had some good rosters in 2016 and like 2017, like that were so freaking cool. That had a lot of cool players, but none of them were even close to how much I enjoyed this team with Justin Fields and you know J.K. Dobbins, who I'm severely going to miss because he's like probably my second favorite running back who's ever came through Ohio State. I liked Eddie George a lot. Don't get me wrong. And I did like Asante Samuel. Oh, wow. Great run. Whoa, Trey Sermon. I can't wait to see Trey Sermon, by the way, guys. I'm so excited to watch him. I think he's one of the funnest running backs that was in the Big 12. I'm so excited to watch him to see what he does. Let's see what we do here. I don't know. I'm trying to run the clock right now to kind of... Because I don't want them to get another possession. I'm not really the hugest fan of them touching the ball again because I know that if they touch it again, they're more than likely going to score. I'm trying to run read options and be kind of safe. Well, I mean, read options obviously aren't safe, but they're as safe as it gets, really, to getting at least a few yards. See, like that right there, that's a really good play because now it's 3rd and 1 and I can get an easy first down right here, more than likely. See, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to come out in a fullback dive because fullback dives are really effective on these downs. No matter what they stack up in, I'm really confident I can get it. Yeah, I'm going to put Jeremy Rucker just straight up the middle, just shooting. And I could even probably get a few yards here, not just one. Yeah, I got 3. Yeah, like I said, a few. So I did get a few instead of 1. Now what I'm probably gonna come back out in the same exact formation and see if I can score again. Okay, they're stacking the middle, so I'm gonna bounce it out to the outside. That's when you don't want to run a fullback dive. You're gonna get your fullback killed, and he's gonna fumble it right there. There you go, easy touchdown. And as you saw, if you watch the replay, look in the middle. Okay, it's not going to show really. Okay, I'll just show you a good shot of it. So as you can see, they have multiple defensive tackles lined up in the center right here. Have 1, 2, 3. So watch how they get off the ball right here. Look, they're already in the gap. They're expecting a fullback dive. If Justin Fields hands the ball off, it's going in that gap right there. I was watching this gap between White and Davis. That's the only thing about having 3 defensive tackles is they can go up one gap. And see, White Davis's whole job right here is just to shift to the left. The defensive tackle, number 84, is expecting White Davis to actually double team 94, or he's either expecting a block directly to him. He knows if he gets double teamed, someone's going to come through on that fullback dive. That's what Ed Orgeron's expecting me to do. He's expecting me to come right through that little gap. I think that's the A gap. He's expecting me to come right through the A gap on a fullback dive with Jeremy Rucker because I just did it. I just got it. Why wouldn't I run it again? It worked. Well, the reason you don't run it is because they have 3 defensive tackles still in the middle, and they have a left and right end and 2 outside linebackers watching the edges. However, there's not enough beef on the outside to really stop me from running this ball right here. So it kind of makes my job really, really easy because all I got to do is just hand it off to the far left, and that's easy blocks. White Davis and Jeremy Rucker's going to get an easy block on the outside. I know obviously you didn't ask for any of that information, but I figured if some of you guys didn't know why I was calling certain plays or why I'm switching up certain plays, or hell, if you just want to learn about football every now and then, I just wanted to have a little education in my game. Okay, sorry. I'm a football nerd, man. I love football. I'm very nerdy when it comes to football. They're gonna call a timeout. That's fine. I can live with that because they're gonna risk throwing a pick, and I'm kind of okay with that. That's a false start. We'll take that. That's easy. 3rd and 7 too, or 2nd and 7. My bad. I'm completely okay with that. Oh, that's 3rd. Oh, it's 2nd and 8. My bad. I'm sorry. I just can't count. Yeah, they're going to go right back to running it. I figured they probably would. Great tackle on the far left side, and they're going to go into the half with that. See, it could easily be a 28-7 game right now if we didn't have that cheap fumble. But you see why that touchdown was so important at the end of the half, because you never know what's going to happen. We've held them to only 84 yards of offense, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. They get a cheap throw across the middle, which is, it's to be expected. They're going to get cheap plays because it's on Heisman. They're going to get these crazy fall-away throws that make no sense. It's just going to happen every now and then. You just kind of have to live and die by it in some ways. And really, it's better to let the computer tackle with the computer because the computer's better at tackling itself. That's why you're seeing me try to sit on Garrett right here, is because I don't really want to risk going for the tackle myself. Because I know that the computer's going to cheese me out of my tackles. Like, I know they're still breaking tackles and it looks ridiculous how some of these plays are working. But trust me, you would rather live and die by this than you would if you were, let's see, watch. I let him get that tackle, that's immediate. If I do that tackle, I guarantee you he breaks it. And really against Heisman computer, you never want to go for hit sticks. Like, I break that rule so often because I love getting big hits and forcing turnovers. Like, I break that rule all the time. But honestly, you should never go for hit stick tackles against the Heisman computer because you'll never get them. You never get Heisman hit sticks. Like right there, I was going to go for the hit stick, but but instead I went for the safe tackle. I'm gonna pinch inside because I feel like they're gonna run it inside right here. If they don't, that's fine. But he dropped it. Let's go. I'm surprised. That honestly is a pretty rare drop from the computer. I'm gonna run a safe zone just in case they fake it. Normally the computer's not much for faking it, but still. I'm gonna even sit back and help a little bit just in case. I don't know if he can hit this. That's good. Nope, he missed it. He's short. Wow. All right, we'll take that. See that basically counts as a turnover, so we're going to be absolutely fine with that. The main goal of this half is to run the clock out and see if we can get out of here. I know you're thinking maybe it's too early to do that, but it's never too early to get time of possession away from LSU or any team you're facing. It's never too early to burn the clock, in my opinion. As long as you have a good run game. If you have a good run game, it's never too early to run clock and keep the ball away from them. Because either way, we're allowing our defense to rest, and that gives us a lot of leeway. So, I mean, I think it's a win-win in that kind of situation. Right there, Chris Olave wasn't set to block the guy coming from the left, so I just slid instead of risking the fumble. Because we've already fumbled it today, so I didn't really feel like doing it. We haven't run a jet sweep today, so I'm going to come out in one. I don't know how they're going to react to me running this. They could blitz and bring the house down, but I don't see any guys looking like they're going to blitz, so I'm just going to go ahead and hand it off. They didn't really expect it, but I still saw, like, okay, as you can see here, I didn't really see a blitz coming, but watch what happens here. Watch. The safety is not blitzing. He's actually guarding the running back right here. This is man coverage. But the whole problem is that I couldn't get to the outside. Because watch the way that he sets this edge. This is, a matter of fact, this is a touchdown more than likely. Like, look, this is perfect, honestly, the way it's drawn up. But the problem is this guy. This is the guy that was the whole issue from the start right here. Because he sets the edge. And that's what you have to do on a jet sweep. He set the edge, and I had to bounce it back inside to make sure I didn't lose yards, which sucked, but you want to keep them honest, right? You want to try to keep them honest and try to make them think that you're, still mixing it up, which is why I'm going to pass it right here. If they give me a look to do it. And if I accidentally throw a pick, then I'm going to burn a clock right here. Julian Fleming, who is another player I'm so excited about. So now that we've passed it, they still have to keep, the mindset that we might be. Now this is a weird look that they're coming out in. This is like, yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think they were blitzing, and that's a touchdown easily. There's so many things that was weird about that play, but as soon as I seen what they were doing, sorry I'm pausing it so much to show you shit, but as you can see right here coming off the snap, it looks like man coverage because you've got the corners lined like that close up. Usually you're never going to have corners that close up unless it's a cover 2 look or if it's they can run cover 3 on press, but that's kind of weird that you would run a cover 3 press. But watch this guy. This guy's their tail right here. This guy's sitting back in a zone. That's how you can tell this is kind of a man-to-man look because, it's a man blitz, so it's not really a man-to-man look. It's, I don't know, it's kind of weird how they're running it. If I come out in pass formation, he ought to, watch his eyes. He's watching Garrett right here. That's what he's doing. Or not Garrett, Demario McCall, my bad. He's watching Demario McCall. Watch the way he comes off the line. Watch his head. He's watching him. He turns and stops. So he's watching the receiver the whole way. That's his main objective, is to make sure he doesn't get out in space. Well, he sees the running back getting ready to get the handoff, so he's distracted. So he has to watch and see what happens here. He's setting to make sure that they don't bounce it the outside on a run, or if I try to throw it here on an RPO, which obviously isn't in the game, but if it's real life, obviously, he's setting up to watch both. That's what he's doing there. He's going to pick it, or he's going to tackle him on the outside. But I hand it off on the inside, and this linebacker's kind of just sitting in a zone in the middle. But he gets caught up. The blocks are great in the middle. And obviously, Damari McCall's going to pick up the safety, and that's an easy touchdown. There's a lot of things going on, and obviously the corner here has no idea what's going on. His objective is not even to have to worry about that. He's guarding Najiba. That's what he's worried about. But as soon as he gets out of the break, he turns around and sees that, I think how he notices because he sees the safety running towards this line of scrimmage. So he turns his head. He's like, okay, yep, I got to hurry and get him, but it's too late. I know you didn't ask for a freaking ESPN special episode on how to read defenses, but like I said, I'm a football nerd, man. I can't help it. When I see things, I want to break them down and analyze them. I love that. I love that stuff. All right, it's 28-7. We look pretty good right now. I'm okay with where we're at right now, obviously, because of how we've played. They're going to have to start throwing a lot. I don't know how much they will. I'm going to shift the line to the right side because they shifted over. The reason I did that, I shifted the line over to the right, is because they shifted their tight end to the right. And it's never a bad idea to do that because if they're throwing it, fine. That's cool. You can get your linebackers back into position. You can live with that. You're not really too upset about it. Oh, that was an easy pick too. Sean Wade should have picked that. But I called man there. Figured they would come out. I like running man on third down and long as well. I know it's kind of, you can kind of never tell how it's going to go, but they're shifting over to the receiver, so they're going to have that's interesting. Let's go. I had a feeling they never usually run a motion on a screen. They don't usually run that. A motion like motioning the third or the farthest receiver, the fourth progression receiver. They usually don't motion him over to the far left. That's kind of weird to line him up in the slot like that. I wouldn't really expect that out of a screen, but that's what they did. I wasn't, and the reason you see me jump to a spy and kind of sit back is because I didn't know whether or not they were going to. I like running spies because they kind of sit in a zone / run tackling kind of deal. Like they're watching for the run, but they're also simultaneously watching for the pass. And as you've seen, I backed up to watch for the pass. And then if I would have seen it was a run, I would have shifted up again. But as you've seen, it was obviously not, a run. So it was a pass. It was a screen pass. So I jumped back down and just jumped right in front of the blockers. Now this doesn't look like it's going to be a good possession, which is fine with me. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought they were going to bring a blitz there, honestly, but I wasn't audibling out. If you're wondering why, I wanted to keep the ball on the ground right there. I preferred it, really. Jabril Cox, dude, I love Jabril Cox. He's awesome. Now I'm going to run this play again. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. Yeah, it worked. It worked. It didn't really work. They had a, they called a blitz. That's a bad. Honestly, that play, if you see, sorry, I'm pausing it again. But if you see this right here, watch this right here. If he picks up this block, if Julian picks up this block, or Trey Sermon picks up this block, my bad, getting the numbers confused. If he picks up this block right here, he's gone. Touchdown. Chris Olave's done. I mean, there's no way. That's a block from Ruckert. That's a block from from Trey Sermon, and that's a block from Najiba. Like, he's gone. So this was actually the perfect play call. They brought a really heavy blitz when they shouldn't have, and that was honestly a really bad play call from their defense. But it did work out in their favor because of a bad block by Trey Sermon. But like I said, Trey Sermon picks that block up. That's a touchdown. That's going for 6. Like I said, you want to keep him honest. Kind of have a lot of. That's why I like Sean McVay so much, because he has a lot of motion in his offense. He has a lot of things to make you have to watch for. Now, I know that you would probably want me to be aggressive right here, but I've looked really good on offense. I'm probably just going to let it go to the 4th, honestly. Because there's no point in snapping. There's no benefit to snapping the ball right here. Because I mean, what happens if it's a pick? Then it's, you know, we get a possession at the start of the fourth, and you know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come out and screen. I know it's a really safe play call on 3rd and 12 over midfield, and maybe I should have gunned it down the field to test their defense, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't think that's the safest option. That's fine. I mean, I wish I could have got a few yards, but Trey Sermon's not really all that elusive. I'm going to line up and max protect just in case they brought it down on me. We're going to burn all the time we can and try to just kind of knock the ball here. We're fine with that, really. I mean, I wish I could have punted it a little further than that, but now they've got to throw it. I mean, it's kind of do or die time as far as with the ball. I mean, they've kind of got to get rid of it. That's my only complaint about Tuff Borland is he's kind of slow. Like, Tuff Borland's one of the slower linebackers in the league. So, or not league, but you know what I mean. In college. I tried to go for the diving tackle. Okay, sorry that someone's dick is too small. That's okay. Cool. I hate it, dude. If you do that with your truck, that is so annoying. Like, no one cares if you do that. That is actually so annoying. I'm gonna bring Cooper back right here. There we go. See, my only goal this drive is honestly to stop. They're gonna score on this drive. Like, as you can see, they're marching. But my goal here is to prevent them from scoring quickly. That is the goal right here. I don't want them to score fast. See, that was completely my fault. I should have let Browning make that tackle. I don't know why I switched on to him like that. That was ridiculous. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I did that. My bad. I apologize. This is, I don't like this crisscross look that we're giving them right here. Terrence Marshall getting the most ridiculous catch animation in the world. Like that's like, I don't even know what to think. Sevyn Banks, I don't know why Sevyn Banks is guarding Terrence Marshall. That is actually ridiculous that he is, but I actually got a good user tackle right there. I didn't expect to actually bring him down. See, where we've had such a good first 3 quarters, we can kind of let them have things here in this quarter. If you know what I mean. He's going to get a first, and that's going to stop the clock, which is so annoying because that was literally the perfect play call. I brought him over just for that reason, but it is what it is. We're going to shift the line to the right. I actually got a user hit stick that time. You usually don't get those with D linemen. It's kind of weird. They could run it here. Not really liking the look on the back out of that. Did you see me bring back the defensive tackles? Because he had a hole open right in the middle of the field, so I just wanted to jump back. That's the reason I did that. Great tackle. Only a 4-yard reception. See, they've got to go for it, and they're burning so much time right now. Like this, touchdown or not, this is a failed drive on their part. Because they've wasted so much time. I'm going to back out in a spy with Friday right here. Great tackle. That's it. That's game, more than likely. The reason I called man right there is because I had a feeling that they weren't going to run anything quick. And honestly, where I ran man right here, they had honestly the easiest matchup in the world if they run the play that they should have ran. Okay, that is not... Where is he at? Okay, he's right here. Now, Shaun Wade's on him, so it's a little bit more difficult. What they should have done is that they should have ran this play to run to the inside. But as you see, look where I'm at. I'm sitting right in the middle of the field as a linebacker. So even if they do, they're running a flood concept. If you're wondering what they're running, that's why you see people kicking to the outside and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a curl flat looking deal. It's a weird play. I don't know why they really ran it. But that's why I'm sitting in the middle of the field right here, kind of watching for a slant if it's there. As you see, the running back's covered up, and they check it down. Because Tug Woolen kind of gave him some space, which I'm fine with because that's an easy tackle. But yeah, more than likely, guys, that is going to be the game. Held him to only 126 yards passing so far. They could easily get the ball back right here. I should have slid right there. I was trying to get gritty with some yards, honestly. Because it's nice to have an easy second down. That way you can have some choices. I'm running with Justin Fields a lot just because he's a very good runner, and I'm looking to drain time. I don't see a blitz. It looks like they're going to sit in base, which is really weird. Nope, they didn't. They brought back down the linebacker. But it looks like they're admitting defeat. It doesn't look like they're actually going to run anything. This is a pretty good game. I know for you guys maybe to watch it wasn't that interesting. That's why I had a feeling that once I got up it probably wouldn't be that interesting because I like to run the clock out and kind of keep the ball in my hands. But that's why I kind of went into depth with some of my play calling and kind of, if you didn't know, teach you some things about defensive reading and stuff like that. Check it down. Chris Olave. Easy. That'll end the game. That'll wrap it up, baby. 28-7. Get it up into the pile right there. Just kind of trying to move forward. Think about this, guys. We could have probably won this game 35-7 if not for the really silly turnover that we got early in this game. And this will be the final play of the game here. And it's a first down with the big man, Master Teague. We'll come out in the kneel formation just for, there we go. 28-7, ladies and gentlemen. A kind of a huge contrast because of what happened last game with LSU. LSU came out last time and put up like 40, and this game they only put up 7. And Ohio State puts up 28 after kind of struggling a little bit on offense, only putting up they did put up 20, but that 2 of those touchdowns were by their defense. So I honestly enjoyed this. This was a really fun game to play. I honestly really enjoyed playing this. Obviously, the score wasn't maybe the most interesting thing, but I hope maybe even if this wasn't the most interesting game to watch, maybe you came away with something from this game. You learned something maybe that you didn't know before coming in. Maybe you learned something about defensive coverages, or maybe you learned something about how I like to play, or maybe you learned how to look at plays or how to dissect plays at certain times. I said I'm a huge football nerd. I love football to death. That's why we started this channel. I love football just as much as Branson does. But you know how it is. Ohio State coming back this Saturday, baby. Can't wait. Facing Nebraska. That's definitely a trap game. We can definitely lose it. But we can look at some of the stats. I know Branson never does, but we will. Justin Fields 9 for 11, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. I didn't ask him to do too much. Running the ball, Trey Sermon, 23 carries, 172, 2 touchdowns. Justin Fields, 13 carries, 99. Not sure Tate didn't get as involved as I wanted him to be. As far as receiving, we didn't really have to go that crazy. We did a pretty good job with Miles Brennan. We held him to only 126 yards. I think we did a great job. Chris Curry, we held him to under 100 yards. Like, that's pretty impressive. And I know Terrence Marshall kind of went on a tear but I know late in the fourth or early in the fourth he was going on a tear. But keep in mind, we held Terrence Marshall to only 2 catches. That's their best receiver on their team is Terrence Marshall. And we held him to the least amount of catches out of anybody. And look at the yak number. That's the number you need to focus on right there. Only 5 yards after the catch is all he got. Kind of want to look at this team stats, the overall team stats. We had 18 first downs, they had 10. We had almost 400 yards of total offense. They didn't even have 200. On 18 carries, then we had 62 yards. They did have a touchdown on 1 carry, obviously, on the Chris Curry carry. We had 42 carries, 287 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They went 14 for 19. We went 9 for 11 and 2 touchdowns. Passing yards, like I said, we only had 81, but we didn't pass it a whole lot this game. Then we had 126, though. And this is where the game was won, right here. Third down conversions. They were 2 for 7. We were 7 for 9. Fourth down conversions, we were 1 for 1. Remember the second drive of the game we went for it on fourth down? And that was the drive we ended up fumbling it on, if you remember. And, of course, their only fourth down conversion came in the fourth, and they didn't get it. As far as the red zone, like I said, they went down there twice, failed once. We went down there twice and scored both times. We did force one turn. We did lose the ball one time. We weren't able to force a turnover, but we basically forced a turnover on the missed field goal and on the 3 and out. So late in the game. So we forced basically 2 turnovers in this game. They forced 1. But this was a pretty clean game. No interceptions from either team. Didn't have a whole lot of punt or kick return yards in this game. It was a pretty big toe bashing game. Like I said, we only punted it 1 time, and that was, early fourth. It was the start of the fourth quarter. We punted it on the first play of the fourth. But the time of possession, as you see, 21 minutes and 11 seconds to only 10 minutes and 49 seconds. So, pretty big jump there between the two teams. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I know this game was a 28-7. It was kind of a blowout, but hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you thought this was a good video. If you liked it, leave a like. Share it, subscribe, all that good stuff. We really appreciate it when you guys hit that like button. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. I love you. We love you guys, and be ready for who is playing. Is it Alabama, Georgia? Yeah, be prepared for Alabama, Georgia. I don't know if it's tomorrow or when it is, but just be ready for it, guys. All right, guys. Have a good night.